Hey guys, what is happening? So today what we're going to do is use our trig ratios, okay? And here, remember, I'll write this here. So, ka, toa, okay? To help you remember. All right, we're going to use our trig ratios to find a missing side, like this guy right here, okay? And I apologize, I don't have my graphing calculator with me. So I'm going to be using my phone's calculator, but whatever. During class, during the notes, I'll actually use the graphing calculator during the notes. So just make sure you watch the video during class. Yeah, and if you miss it, just come to office hours, no problem. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, before we could even get started, we need to label our triangle. Okay, so keep in mind, this is the angle we're given, okay? Normally it says angle A, but now we're given this information, 70 degrees is this angle, okay? So if this is the angle we're gonna focus on, okay, what would this side all the way across from it be? Okay, remember, it's all the way on the opposite side of the triangle. This is the opposite side, okay? All right, and this guy right here, if you notice, it is on the longest side. It's also across from this right angle. So what do we call this side? That's right, it's the hypotenuse. Okay, so you definitely need to be able to label your triangle. If you can't do that, you won't be able to do these problems. Okay, so if you're struggling on how you label it, please see me in office hours. I'll go over example after example until you are confident, okay? All right, so let's look to see what we have. If this is our angle 70, notice what we have. We have an opposite side and a hypotenuse side. So which one of these has the opposite and the hypotenuse? Well, it's this one right here. Okay, so we're going to use the sine. All right, so this is how we do it. Remember, so this is sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's the sine, okay? So you're going to write down the sine, right? And instead of it being angle A, right, or angle R, whatever, this is angle, we know the value of that angle at 70. So we're going to actually take the sine of a 70-degree angle, okay? All right, and so the sine of a 70-degree angle in this case is going to equal the opposite over the hypotenuse. So the opposite is 94 over the hypotenuse is x. So it's going to equal 94 over x. Okay, and now all we have to do is solve for this, okay? So what I'm going to do, I need to get x multiplied on both sides, so that'll put the x over here. And then I also need to divide both sides by sine of 70, so it's going to go down here. So basically the shortcut, if you need to, if you have an x in the denominator, the shortcut is just to switch these two right here. Okay, that's a shortcut, just switch. Okay, and so now what you end up getting, the x goes up here, so x equals, and then this is going to be 94 over the sine of 70, okay? And so here you go. Here's how we'll do it. Let me turn this on. All right, oops. There we go. And to get the trig functions, you have to turn it this way, okay? I'm sure a lot of you guys use this calculator. So anyway, we have 94, so go ahead and click on 94, okay? And it's divided by, that bar means divided by, so hit divided by. And what you're going to do is hit the sine of 70, but you have to hit 70 first, so hit 70, okay? Then hit the button that says sine, it's right there, hit sine. And then that's the sine of 70, so now hit equals, and you get 100.03. All right, so x equals 100.03. And what your homework is going to ask you to do is round to the nearest tenth. That's this guy. Okay, so you have to look at this guy, and since that guy's less than 5, it stays 100.0. So x equals 100.0. Okay? All right, let's do another one. All right, let's try. I'll just give you the same layout every time, okay? We have this side is 12, and the angle is 66, okay? And we're going to find this side, x, okay? So again, what we need to do is label our triangle, all right? So here's my angle right here. So what do I have? Well, here's my right angle, okay? So this side obviously is my hypotenuse, okay? And this guy right here is next to this guy. So this guy is going to be my adjacent. Okay, so A. All right, so we have hypotenuse, adjacent. What would this guy be? That's right, opposite. So that would be O. But let's look, I have an A and I have an H. So look up here, which one of these has the A and the H? It's this one right here. So we're going to use which trig function? C stands for cosine. So we're going to take the cosine of the angle 66, and it's going to equal the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. Okay, so keep focus on that guy. Okay, and we have the cosine, okay, of the angle, which is 66. Okay, and that's going to equal the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So the adjacent is x over the hypotenuse is 12. Okay, all right, so now take a look at what we have. We have x up in the numerator. That's where we want it, okay? But it's divided by 12. So what do you need to do to get the x by itself? If it's being divided by 12, well, you have to multiply both sides by 12. Okay, so multiply both sides by 12. They cancel. All right, so here we go. You ready? Oops, let me turn this on. Get my calculator again. Okay, I'm going to press clear. Okay, all clear. All right, so let's just see what happens. It says 12. So I'm going 12, and it's times the cosine of 66. So times, and it's cosine of 66. So on my phone, I have to push 66 first and then hit the cosine button. Okay, that tells me the cosine of 66. Now hit equals, and there you go. You get x equals 4.88. So x equals 4.88. And since the book or the homework on Delta Math wants you to round to the nearest tenth, that's that guy, we need to look at this. Since that number is bigger than 5, this guy rounds up. So x equals 4.9. Okay? All right, let's do one more. Let's do, oh, hello. Got kids' drawings on the other side. Okay, let's, we can work right here. I'll give you one more triangle. Okay. Again, same setup, no surprises. This side here is 10. This is my right angle. Let's see, this guy here is 45, and we're going to be solving for this guy right there, okay? All right, so let's label this. Here's my angle, right? Here's my angle. So all the way across, what do we call this guy on the opposite side? That's right, it's the opposite, so I'll put an O, okay? What do we call this guy? It's next to it. That's the adjacent side, okay? Now we have an O and an A. So which one of these has the O and the A? Okay, that's right, it's this guy. So what does the T stand for? That's right, we're gonna use the tangent. So we have the tangent, okay, of the angle, which is 45. So tangent of 45 is going to equal the opposite over the adjacent. So opposite 10 over adjacent x. So 10 over x. All right, now remember what to do when the x is down in the denominator? Just switch these two. Remember, just switch them. So now we get x equals 10 divided by tangent of 45, okay? All right, so here we go, x equals, all right, and here we go. Oops, turn this guy on. All right, so there's my calculator. Let me clear it, okay? All right, so here we go. We have 10, so push 10, divided by, because that's what that bar means, divided by tangent of 45. So we have to hit 45 and then hit the tangent button, okay? Now hit equals, and look what it is, it's 10, okay? Now, all right, notice it just says 10, right? Your homework is gonna ask you to round it to the nearest tenth, okay? So if you put 10, it might tell you that your answer is wrong. What would you need to put for your answer? Okay, that's right, you would need to put 10.0. Now I know that sounds just ridiculous, but that I believe is what Delta Math will require you to put for a correct answer, okay? All right guys, hopefully that was helpful, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.